Bestselling author Adam Grant is his name, is challenging people who say, trust your gut. He believes we should think again. In his new book, Think Again, The Power of Knowing. What you don't know, Grant stresses the importance of reconsidering and challenging our own opinions. He looks at the science behind why rethinking can leave us better positioned for success at work and happiness in life. True. Grant's TED Talks have been viewed more than 25 million times. He's also a professor at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. And Adam Grant joins us this morning from his home. Adam, it's so good to see you. I love this book. I've told my favorite son, favorite daughter, and now favorite son-in-law to get it, and they have already ordered it. So that's at least 3 sales for you, Mr. Grant. But this is the thing. You say we have no problem rethinking in our everyday life, but when it comes to our knowledge and opinions, that's tough. What do you mean, rethinking in our everyday life, but it's harder other places? Explain.
Yeah, we're happy to renovate our kitchens or refresh our wardrobes, but when it comes to the knowledge and the beliefs that we hold dear, we like to stick to our guns.
Why?
I think a lot of us are afraid of being wrong. We don't want to admit weakness. We like to show strength. And what we don't realize is that saying, I don't know, or I might have been wrong, actually signals confident humility, that I'm secure enough to admit that I still have something to learn.
Well, it's so interesting that it's coming from you. You tell a great story of you when you were in 3rd grade. Talk about, they used to call you Mr. Facts. You didn't even your friends thought you were obnoxious, Adam, because you were correcting the teacher. Tell us that story, because I thought,
Well, I remember taking a spelling test, and I wrote lightning, and my teacher marked it wrong because I didn't have an E, L-I-G-H-T-E-N-I-N-G, and I said, I don't think there's an E there if it's a storm, and I went and corrected her. I didn't know what else I was supposed to do, and that did not go over well.
No. Most people don't like obnoxious children, Adam. But listen, this is the thing. You start the book with a great story about firefighters. I never thought about it this way, that even in the power of rethinking firefighting, that it could have actually changed lives. I thought this was a very good example of why we sometimes need to rethink.
It's a tragic example. Firefighters are trained to carry their tools because they know that's the way that they can save their own lives. And yet dozens of firefighters have died running away from fires where if only they had thought to drop their heavy tools, to rethink their training, they might have been able to get to safety. And I don't think that all of us are necessarily running for our lives, but that ability to rethink quickly, if you're Blockbuster or if you're BlackBerry or if you're Sears or you're Kodak, might mean you're still in business today.
Yeah. One of my favorite things was on page 30, you say the most annoying things people say instead of rethinking are...
Well, I hear this all the time. That's not how we do things around here. That's not the way we've always done it. That'll never work here, and that's not what my experience has shown.
And you also say it's not overcomplicated. Don't overthink it. So what do you say to people who are stuck in their own way of thinking?
Well, I would say you should watch out for thinking too much like a preacher, a prosecutor, or a politician. We do this a lot, right? When you're in preaching mode, you're trying to spread your gospel. When you're in prosecutor mode, you're trying to win an argument and prove everyone else wrong. And when you're in politician mode, you're trying to follow your tribe and get their approval. And I think what we need to do is be open to thinking a little bit more like scientists, where we have a little bit of humility as opposed to pride, curiosity over conviction, and mental flexibility as opposed to foolish consistency. And yeah, all that means for me is that when I form an opinion, I want to treat it as a hunch or a hypothesis as opposed to a truth. And that means I need to listen to ideas that make me think hard, not just the opinions that make me feel good. And it also means that I need to surround myself with people who challenge my thought process, not just the ones who agree with my conclusions.
And the thing I like best of all, you said agree to disagree should not be the end of a conversation. It should be the beginning of a conversation. Easier said than done on that.
Yeah, whenever somebody says, let's agree to disagree, my first instinct is to recognize now that I need to stop trying to argue to win. And I need to begin asking questions to learn. And I've been surprised by how helpful this is. I've said, you know what, I actually don't believe in agreeing to disagree. What I'd love to know is where this conversation went in the wrong direction and what I should be rethinking as I approach this discussion in the future. And that means I learned something to have a better conversation with that person or maybe with someone else tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I'm going to try that next time because I use that phrase a lot. Let's agree to disagree. Adam Grant, thank you so much. It's really good to see you. I really love the book. It's called Think Again. It's on sale wherever you like to buy your books.